Okay, guys, week 8, midweek check-in. Finally, I'm getting some photos from you guys. This is great. Good photos. Excellent photos. Um, this is Jeff's photo here. And I picked it because there's just so much going on in this photo. Look at all the different kinds of road you got here, all the different pieces of it, all the stuff that's sticking out. Um, and honestly, I think a lot of us have exactly the same situation somewhere on our roads. Um, Mike had some really good photos. And you showed one where, and I thought this was interesting, and it relates back to something that we talked about last week, where the slabs were moving independently of each other, and you had pictures of where you had made some attempts to um, fix it. And what I came away with when I saw that picture was what we talked about last week was who else would have known why that was happening except for the maintenance folks. You guys are truly the eyes on the ground. The engineers wouldn't have known that that inlet was taking on all that snow melt and causing that to happen. They wouldn't have been out there while it was happening, but that's where you guys are. So I just wanted to point that out. That was a really good photo, by the way. Um, so you again, you're the one who could identify why it was a recurring failure. They would have never known that. Um, so again, great picture, great demonstration of why maintenance needs to have a voice at the planning table, at the design table from the very beginning. Okay, I'm off that soapbox for now. Um, and also, I think we all feel your pain when it comes to the utility cut photo. I didn't put that one in here, but I think we can all relate to that as well. Um, George, you had some really great photos, and I'm gonna move along here to another one if I can get it. Here it is. Um, you make a point with some of these photos and your explanation here about why they look like this, right? Some of the chemicals that are involved. You've got this one here that's got the fly ash in it. You've got this one here that's got all kinds of different kinds of chemical issues that are going on in it. And this is the result. So who knew that we need to be chemists in this job? Um, but they are, and what I really think is cool is the fact that we have to have these failures, these experimental things, right? That we need to do these because we need to know what works and what doesn't. And the only way to find out is to put something out there, see what it does in the weather conditions that it's exposed to, the traffic conditions that it comes under, and find out what the result is. How long will it last? What makes it break up? What's going to happen to it? So great photos, great stuff. Um, these are the necessary evils that we have to learn from, right? We have to figure out what's working, and this is the only way to do it. Um, so we know what definitely doesn't work just by looking at these pictures, right? You can see that's clearly not working, and this one here with the fly ash is clearly not working. This shakes my teeth just looking at it. I can't imagine having to drive over that road, but amazing. Looks like you were on an overpass or something when you took the picture, but very good pictures. Awesome stuff this week, you guys. Um, okay, this, yeah, this one here is a really good picture of why not to drive on a road when it's been flooded, right? You don't know what's under there. You don't know what's happening. Anything could be under there or nothing could be under there that I think this driver might have found out when he hit that hole there and hit that piece of asphalt. Um, you never know. And this last one, I have to use this one because I just found it so humorous, and I can't really tell what's going on here. It looks like the driver was driving over steel plates, I think, or anyway, they didn't hold. So it's humorous for me, probably not for the operator or any of the folks that had to respond and try to pull that thing out of there. Um, but the mixer was, yeah, in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and probably had a lot to answer for with that picture. But good stuff. And I'm going to leave that one up while we talk about the leadership stuff this week. The team and sports stories are so appropriate here. Sports teams, this is one way we can all relate to teamwork, right? All the same principles of a winning sports team apply to a winning professional team. All of them. And one of you had a model in there, Antonio, I think you had a model in there that was awesome. Transparency, respect, understanding, shared success, and tell the truth for the trust model. spells out trust if you look at it. I love it. I think all of those principles apply no matter whether you have a sports team or a professional team. Um, when they're all present, we have a successful team, right? I think we can all agree that these are the things we want to look for in a team environment, no matter what the situation is. And when we have them, we can have a successful team, whether it's a hockey team, a football team, a baseball team, or a boardroom team. Doesn't matter. If those things are there, we can have them. Um, and I think that I love the Joe Montana story. I forget which one of you put that in there. I think it was Jeff or Scott. I forget. Levity goes a long way in a tense situation or a stressful situation, and I think we can all relate to laughing at something and then feeling ourselves able to refocus to what we needed to do. So they were able to go out and win the game because they had just a moment of levity, and they knew that their leader was in charge and was comfortable and not stressed. So that meant a lot. Great stuff, great stories. George is right. The minute someone is added to a team or leaves a team, you have a whole entirely different team. And your team building has to start all over again, right? Even the relationships between the remaining team members are affected. They're different. They're changed. Something is added to the team and it changes the entire team. And you need to remember that because it's not always obvious and you don't always realize it right away. Team building is a never-ending process. So how do you build your teams? What things do you do when team members leave and there's a void, or when someone else comes and fills that void? What do you do to onboard your team members so that you can start building that trust right away so that your team can go towards those shared goals and be successful? What kinds of things are you doing? If you're doing anything at all, and if you're not, what could you do? What kinds of things could you do? Could you develop a team building process, and what would it include? What kinds of things would you be actively doing to build this team and to build the trust among the members? Something to think about if you don't have anything in place, but I would really love your thoughts on that. Scott, you gave me so much to consider when I saw your post about is it the choice to be there that to participate in the common goal that makes the team successful? Or is it the trust that is built among the team members? I'm still not sure, and I'd love to hear your opinion on all those things, but I have considered that for quite a while. We can't always choose the people that we work with, but we very often have successful teams. And we can still trust each other. And we can always build ways to have successful outcomes. So does choosing to be with certain people or in certain situations mean that trust will follow, or is there still work to be done there? So I'd love your thoughts on that. I'm really not sure. I'm still on the fence. Either way, great stuff this week. Keep it up. I know that some of you had some issues with the D2L timing this week, and I have learned some things. I know that after a certain amount of time, D2L, the shell that you are working in, will time you out. It usually gives you a little bit of a warning. If you're not getting that warning before it just blips you out, let me know, because there's some kind of a glitch in the system. And the other thing too is I noticed that there are a couple of you, not everybody, but there are a couple of you that are showing assignments as being 20 or 16 or so many hours late. I want you to know that they're not late. I don't know why they're showing on your end as being late. They're not on my end, and you're not getting points taken off, but because I can see when you posted them, and they're not late. So I don't know why that message is showing up. If you're getting it, ignore it. If it is late, I'll be able to tell because I can see when you posted and when you didn't. So disregard those if you're getting them. I know Michael is one and Jeff is another. So if you're seeing those, disregard. They're not late, and you're not getting points off. Anyway, thank you all for everything you do this week, every week, every day, to keep things moving and to keep us safe out there. I am looking forward to hearing and seeing what you've got for the rest of the week, but keep the pictures coming. These are great. I love seeing what you're doing and where you're doing it, and awesome stuff. I'll see all you guys on Monday.